Well, hello guys. This is James again. Do another video, kind of a walk around and a review, driving review of my new Losi Super Baja Rey 2.0. This is the same truck I built the rear support for, and we'll go over some stuff with that. We had it out this weekend. See if I can get some light in there. You guys to see that. She got a proper good flogging this weekend. Took it out to the desert with me, tested the brace. We've got some comparison video we'll show you. But yeah, I put this thing through some hard runs, and I think we knocked the ESC loose. The tabs probably broke, pretty normal. I did crash it through a tree and kind of ripped up the body a little bit. But other than that, it hung tough. Super fun truck to drive. A lot of people want to try and compare it to a UDR, which is, justifiable. But this truck does drive very different than some of the other desert trucks that are out in the market. This thing is heavy. I mean, with the batteries and everything in it, it probably weighs 25, 30 pounds, which means this thing's kind of lazy as far as agility goes. So you do definitely got to make sure you got enough room. It throws its weight around. It definitely drives by inertia. It's got plenty of power, plenty of speed, not really lacking there. I did tune the ESC for the brakes. I have a tuner, Spectrum tuner, and the brakes were nowhere near enough. They're set at 75 right now, and probably maybe still not quite enough. It's not bad. It's not great. It's not too much, not too little. Could use a tiny bit more. There is an option to run 62.5 on here. Still not enough. It's set from 50 from the factory. Just nowhere near enough to stop this thing. So definitely a note. Get a tuner, or I think you can do it manually to adjust the brakes. Like I said, I got this one set at 75, and it seems to be doing pretty well. Other than that, no real breakage other than a little bit of body damage. The right rear corner got a little mangled here, and the wrap is definitely not in the best of shape. One thing that I wasn't very happy with on this was the wrap to begin with. I don't mind the color livery on it. The colors are really nice. The representation of the Brenthal truck is cool, but I wish they used more paint and less stickers. It had the thing bubbling everywhere, and this is a over $1,000 RC car to purchase. Would have expected a little bit better fit and finish. Sorry, Losi, don't mean to bang you on that, but I'm not getting paid to do reviews. This is an honest review. Other than that, mechanically, the truck drove really well. Super durable. I aired this thing out, crashed it. Definitely the one thing bugged everybody was the amount of bob that came out of the rear end of this thing and the chassis, which the brace seems to have addressed that. It also actually helped the suspension from unloading. When you hit something hard, the tires wouldn't bob up and down and want to actually activate the suspension. So that was a plus. She's a little beat up. I just painted it with some yellow Rust-Oleum paint to get it going. We are trying to work on putting together some jigs and stuff to build these. If we get to production, the final product will be powder coated, which will be hopefully much more durable. This thing kicks up a lot of rocks, especially on a gravel road, and it did chip up the paint pretty good, but that's all par for the course. We knew this was a prototype and it was going to get banged on, but it served its purpose. It did its job. Really happy with the way it performed. We'll have some video clips in here showing all that stuff. Okay, so here you can see the rear cage, how we've stiffened up. We've gotten rid of the bob in the rear end. We've also got some chase video here with a stock truck with no cage. So here's a stock truck going through the same section. You see the bob there. And then my truck with the rear cage. See how much stiffer the cage is. And again, going through this way, the truck G's out pretty hard. Get a tiny bit of movement there. Nothing like the stock truck. Here we go. So there's, it touches, it bottoms out in the rear end. Actually activates the suspension. So there we get a lot of kick because the tire's kicked and moved. Here's what I'm talking about with inertia. Again, you can see the truck land. Rear end's real nice and stiff. Truck drives heavy, so you definitely got to make sure you throw the weight around. We got a rollover crash, just kind of show some of the side load rigidity. Here's just a fun wheelie off a crest. It's always good. Again, here you can see the truck come down, nice. Truck hits a nice sharp bump here, doesn't get any bob out of the rear end. Here I actually crashed it pretty hard. Lands on the nose, right to the rear end. Okay, so thanks guys. There's a little driving review and some running video on my new Losi SPR 2.0. Like I said, I'm really happy with this truck. You know, review wise, it drives really good. You definitely need to drive it with the intention that it has weight. I'm still going to be doing some tuning stuff to this. But electronics wise, it's not bad. The ESC runs really good, even though I think I need to come up with a bracket or something to hold it down now. Busted that off its mounts. The factory servo, which is a 5th scale, quarter scale size servo, reacted and did really well. The front suspension tuning wasn't bad. I have cranked up the shocks a little bit to get a little bit more preload out of it. I do think it needs more dampening in the rear, so I'm looking into purchasing a set of another rear shocks and just adding a dampening shock to this. I've done some prelim measurements, and I think I can also use an X-Max shock for the dampening shock, which will allow me, if space allows, to put the Proline racing caps, shock caps on the Proline shocks, X-Max shocks, and then be able to fine-tune the rebound. Those have a really good rebound adjustment on it. So that's something to flush out. But other than that, thanks for hanging out with me tonight, and we'll talk to you guys later. We'll get you more updates on all the stuff I got planned to this. It isn't too much. A pretty good truck out of the box, other than a few fit and finish items. And we are working on rear braces for you guys. So we're trying to get that flushed out. Stick with us and we'll get there. Thanks. Bye.